Good evening, everybody. We got here another 1v1 on Age of Empires, and it is this time between TheViper and SongSong. We did see a matchup between them just yesterday on Socotra, and we're going to see another rematch. The two of them did play quite a few games against one another, and all on this map. Of course, what we do expect is early aggression, and as you can see, that is exactly what's happening. TheViper running straight forward right off the bat. And SongSong doing the same. They're looking to get as many steals. Steal maybe an elephant, maybe a rhino, maybe some sheep if they're lucky. And here we go. Already, SongSong is stealing the elephant just before TheViper could get the villager over there. And in the meantime, Viper is running around. He will be able to cut off the scout of SongSong, and possibly might even cause that scout to go down. Of course, this early in the game, that scout going down is a huge deal, and there you have it. SongSong having to run away, giving up the elephant, probably a good idea, not worth the risk at this point in time. The elephant does turn back around before this forward villager can come forward and lame it. But we will now see if this villager can actually steal the elephant still. She's gonna wall herself in, lame it. Great play. Just such a nuisance. And TheViper will notice that, but will not be able to do too much at this point in time. Losing a little bit of HP. Good quick gate. And this is a messy, messy map already. This elephant will go down to the villager, the scout, just so much too late. And more Vil fighting in the middle. So, haven't even gotten into it, but to begin with, let's take a look at the civilizations we are dealing with. SongSong in the blue, playing as the Bulgarians, and TheViper playing as the Celts. Both very good civilizations. Bulgarians, of course, having those crepos that can cause so much damage if placed on the enemy, just because of their cheapness as compared to a castle. And SongSong doing a little bit more laming, taking out the ostriches, as at the same time TheViper is also taking out the ostriches of SongSong. SongSong will continue to run away, hopefully. Might not be running too fast. And TheViper has only taken out one ostrich. A little bit distracted with what's going on over in the south, as SongSong should be able to get away, and will actually be able to get away unless TheViper's scout cuts her off. In the meantime, SongSong is collecting these ostriches, is actually trying to get them back to his town center, getting as much food as possible. Both the players right now are sitting at 15 villagers, and just like that, SongSong is down to 14 villagers, with that villager going down to the scout and villager of TheViper. Just a messy game, but overall TheViper did miss out an opportunity in taking out these ostriches. Did only collect the food and then run right back to the town center, and that might come back to haunt him, as this is a lot of food that SongSong is now able to collect and will be collecting. Of course, pulling them into his town center will just save so much time and so much resources. But TheViper chooses to go forward, gonna Vil fight it out with the hill advantage. He does have a slight villager advantage, but of course, being this close to SongSong's town center, SongSong is sending his villagers back to heal up. This female villager will get away just in time, and the berries will get walled in by TheViper. Both of these players, in all of the games that they did play against each other, they both had a couple wins, a couple of losses, and they both played very lamey, very interesting and fun games to watch. As far as expectations, TheViper is a little bit ahead as far as villager counts, but when we take a look at food counts, SongSong has the lead right now. The Viper does have 4 villagers queued up though, and so that is one of the main reasons for the major difference in food. Of course, it's never ideal to be queuing up too many villagers later, just because that is resources that you are not using on other techs. But in the Dark Age, there's not too much else that you're researching with food, so it doesn't make as big of a difference at all. SongSong is getting close up to the next age, still not quite there. The Viper with 5 villagers queued up, he is deceptively close and badly housed right now as he runs the villagers of SongSong under the town center. Brutal. SongSong loses another villager, getting hit with the arrow fire. Will it be another one? Another villager of SongSong goes down. And that is a shame, because that gives a big advantage to the Viper. Of course, now the scout for the Viper is down. We will see more and more villager engagements, but there is a 2 villager lead currently for the Viper. It's looking like around 2.5 actually, because of the way that the town centers are queuing up. And that is going to make a big impact when looking at feudal times. SongSong currently idling his town center to make it up to the next age, trying to collect up as much food as he possibly can. 5 food away, and there we go, he clicks up to the next age. Let's see what he comes forward with. Playing as the Bulgarians, there's a few different options you have. He did beat the Viper in upping to the next age, but not by much. Viper is only a few percent behind, as SongSong is dropping a barracks first, and then we will see what exactly he decides to go with. Of course, Bulgarians do have strong infantry, so we would not be too surprised to see man-at-arms coming in in the feudal age. And just like that, both of them putting their barracks down at the same time. All things considered, they have not seen each other's barracks, and they do not know for sure that the other is going to feudal age, other than the point drop that did occur earlier on. Both of them, however, going up very close to one another, and both of them will be building their own militia that will eventually go into man-at-arms, guaranteed, of course, for SongSong, and pretty likely for the Celt player of the Viper. And just like that, we have 3 man-at-arms coming forward for the Bulgarian player. 4 now, and 4 villagers coming forward as well. Let's see what SongSong decides to drop. He will drop an archery range and a safe tower that will protect both of these golds. Not too aggressive, just because of the safe gold and stone that the Viper has in the back of his base. But of course, 4 man-at-arms is no joke, especially when you only have militia currently to fight back. They are being upgraded right now, and so that will be man-at-arms against man-at-arms, and that does even it out quite a bit. But the Viper doesn't see that this tower is being dropped on his berries, and that will push the berries back. Man-at-arms are able to do some damage, nothing too crazy, as he did lose a man-at-arms and a scout at the same time. And pushing the Viper off of the berries did not do too much damage to begin with, just because the berries, there was only 1 bush left with 113 food. And an archer is out now for SongSong. Let's see what he can do to take out the military of the Viper. Viper still with a 2.5 villager lead right now, and a slight lead when it comes to military numbers. However, the 2 archers will be able to micro against the man-at-arms that the Viper has. Viper now moving into a couple skirmishers to move forward. Fletching already coming in for SongSong. and he is open on the front. He is walling in with palisade walls to try to protect his side, his wood line, and his gold, because once these man-at-arms get in, that will be catastrophic. And they are in on the stone. The Viper able to deny the stone for now. That is going to prevent the towers that will eventually be wanting to go up. He also gets a villager pick with those 4 man-at-arms. Great play by the Viper, causing so many delays. The berries for SongSong also being evacuated as a man-at-arms moves forward with the archers behind. Archers will have to micro away as much as possible, and a little bit of a misstep there. This archer does get caught out and does go down. Of course, 4+1 right now for SongSong, and not yet for the Viper. He is just getting fletching now as a watchtower is going up in defense. Will it be denied? With this many archers and skirms, it's not too much, but now fletching is in. They can cause a little bit of damage, so that is going to cause a little bit of a delay for that tower, but it will not fully deny it as of yet. With all these archers, 5 archers, that will be able to push back this small army from the Viper. And the Viper choosing to go for the man-at-arms first. I do like that decision. That allows him to create his own, SongSong to create his own man-at-arms, to take out the archer first. The skirmishers not quite as important against the villagers, but they will be important eventually, because obviously skirmishers do counter the archers very, very well. Taking a look at villager counts, still a 4 villager lead now for the Viper. There has been some idle time in the town center of SongSong, and both of the players looking pretty low when it comes to resources. Neither of them looking to go up to the next age anytime soon. A lot of times on this map, feudal age is where it ends. And here we have the Viper. He is researching wheelbarrow. That will give him a little bit of an eco advantage. It will take out a bit of his lead of villagers, but his villagers will be working much more efficiently and effectively afterwards. Looks like SongSong is going heavy on gold. He is only producing skirmishers right now, so I'm wondering if he's going to want to buy his way up or buy something else to get a little bit of an advantage. He does currently have a military advantage. He is likely able to beat this army of the Viper, but the Viper is throwing in more and more skirmishers, and of course those skirmishers are going to be able to take out the archers very easily. The archers of SongSong, that is. SongSong does cut off the army a little bit from the Viper with 2 skirmishers to the north, and SongSong pretty badly housed as well. He is having to rush one down real quick. And idle TC, idle archery ranges, never a situation you want to be in just because you get housed. And there we go. SongSong has bought his way to the next age. He is collecting stone, but not a whole ton of it as of yet. So I don't expect a crep post right off the bat unless he decides to throw more here. But of course, the Viper not too far behind in clicking up. He is building a stable. Playing as the Celts, you do get strong knights in the castle age. Once you get later into the game, they aren't quite as strong as some of the other civilizations. But let's see exactly what the play is, because he is getting the defense upgrades for his knights, and he is going for 2 stable production. Looks like SongSong is looking for something very similar, as he is also dropping a stable, just the one for now, and he is not going to be really pushing as hard as the Viper. He has been playing with a slightly weaker economy this entire game. And the Viper, interestingly enough, throws forward a Scout. Scout actually very strong against these skirmishers, able to take out skirmishers so easily, especially in the feudal age, before upgrades go in. And so right now, there's not too much that SongSong has in response to 1 or 2 Scouts. And the Viper is moving forward. He has 900 stone. He will be dropping a castle as soon as he hits the castle age. The question is, where is he dropping it? Siege Workshop is going up for SongSong on the front. Siege Workshop in response for the Viper. A knight is already out for SongSong. That will clear out these skirmishers, and still nothing yet as far as a castle. A second town center is being dropped by the Viper before a castle gets dropped. And let's see what exactly the decision is for the Viper. SongSong, in the meantime, going forward with villagers. What is he dropping? A Krepos right on the front of the Viper's base. But the Viper has a military advantage at home, and those knights being able to take out enough of the villagers' health that they cannot go forward and drop that Krepos. The Viper will reply. Where will he drop his castle? Because he does have the stone still to drop that castle. And Mangonel coming forward for the Viper. That will do quite a bit to negate any aggression. But against the Knights, it will not be quite as strong as it would be against something else. Viper dropping that castle right at the bottom of this hill on the front of the base of SongSong. Mangonel goes out, does take out one villager, weakens the rest, but that Mangonel will fall to the Knights. And this castle will go up for Viper. SongSong, in the meantime, is going around with his villagers. And where is he dropping a Krepos? Right up at the front, but will this be denied by the Mangonel? It looks like it might. Mangonel, of course, being able to take out everything that SongSong has on the front right now without these Knights getting in close. That Krepos is denied. Mangonel does go down, but it's too little too late. The Viper has run fully away from the castle, but SongSong has not put up his Krepos as of yet. Of course, once this castle goes up, it will be taking out the Siege Workshop, it will be taking out the stable, it will be taking out that tower. But the Knights just about get in. They are walled out from denying this castle, and they are now underneath the castle fire. They need to get out of there as soon as possible. And villagers having to run away for SongSong. So much waste as far as Krepos. He is dropping a second town center now, but will that be denied by these Knights as well? How quickly can he wall in these villagers once these Knights come onto the screen? He does notice them now. He's trying to wall in as fast as possible. He does do the initial wall. His Knights are pushing. Slight advantage coming from the skirmishers, but those skirmishers very weak at this point against Knights, and just the sheer mass of the Viper able to take out the military of SongSong. These two Knights are not going to be able to switch the game, and the GG is called. Fantastic play.